And it's my distinct honor to introduce to you all the Deputy Speaker of the Knesset, the Honorable Hilik Bar. Welcome. Thank you so much. Mike is yours. Thank you so much.
Our dear friend, Honorable Speaker Cliff Rosenberger, Speaker of the Ohio House of Representatives, distinguished representative, shalom to you all. I am deeply honored and humbled to stand here today and address you on behalf of the people of Israel and on behalf of the Israeli Knesset, which is our parliament. My friends, the restoration of Jewish statehood after 2,000 years in exile is a historic miracle, no less. We started as a doubt and wound up as a certainty. We had to fight 6 wars in 7 decades. We did not lose one. We cannot afford to lose one. We had to defend ourselves. Self-defense is our right and our obligation. With very little land, water, or resources, Israel grew tenfold in population and 50-fold in gross domestic product. Israel's high-tech and innovation enriches the world. Its agriculture makes desert green. In what looked like nothing but a wasteland, Israel built new villages, new cities, new universities, new theater and cultural centers all over Israel. Our children are speaking the language of the Bible, the language of the prophets. Hebrew literature is flourishing. From a dispersed people, we became a united and strong democracy. No day of war ever interrupted one day of democracy. Not even one. I grew up in a city called Safed. It is the capital of the Upper Galilee in Israel, closer to the Israeli-Lebanon border. Safed, the capital of the Galilee, is one of the ancient cities of Israel and considered to be one of the 4 holy cities in Israel, alongside Jerusalem, Tiberias, and Hebron. But Safed, my city, also suffered from numerous attacks by the terrorist organization attacking Israel from north, from Lebanon. These attacks involved terrorists storming into peaceful civilians' homes, taking hostages, killing citizens, killing children, launching missiles and rockets by the thousands, not allowing us to see what you see here, blue sky free of rockets, putting hundreds of thousands of Israelis under daily life threat. To me, as a 3rd generation of Holocaust survivors, that meant that I will never cease fighting for the safe existence of our state, for the safe existence of our people in the rightful historic homeland. To me, my childhood experience has carved my commitment to ensure that the Jewish people in the state of Israel will always be able to defend themselves. I spent 4 years in the Israeli army. I'm still doing my reserve as an Israeli captain in the army, and I'm doing it wholeheartedly because we have to. But this experience living in Tzfat and serving in the army also shaped my never-ending desire for peace. Peace between us and our neighbors. Peace that will enable our region to flourish even more. Peace that will replace fears and foes with respect, cooperation, and good future for our children. But unfortunately, my friends, it is a tough neighborhood down there. It's not an easy one. And in a rapidly changing Middle East, the mission of seeking peace is becoming very, very difficult and a very complicated one. Only a few years ago, the map of the Middle East looked pretty much stable, with recognized borders, with recognized governments, with recognized states. It's not the case anymore. This all changed since what has become known as the Arab Spring and the rise of ISIL, the dark and barbaric forces of the Islamic State. In a matter of only 5 years, even less than 5 years, Israel is facing today the multiple challenges that has never existed before. Israel's strong deterrence has afforded, in the past, a relative quiet in its border and an advantage against our enemies. This deterrence, of course, still exists, but it seems to be narrowing today in face of the fall of regimes in our bordering states and a possible nuclear Iran. Egypt, the first and strongest Arab country to sign peace agreement with Israel more than 3 decades ago, has gone through 3 uprisings so far. Syria, our enemy to the north, that has maintained a peaceful border with us since 1973, is torn apart today on an ongoing and very hard bloodshed, a massacre. Syria is controlled by so many different forces that it is simply impossible to identify which one of them poses the greatest threat to Israel. Almost 1/3 of the Syria territory is controlled today by the Islamic State, 1/3 of its territory. Some of their units have been identified recently in regions that are close to our border with Syria, just near the Golan Heights, actually at the Golan Heights. Syria, our neighbor, and a formidable military foe, have been thrown into a lengthy, terribly destructive civil war and has become the battleground of a proxy war between regional and international rivals. And that's only the north border of Israel. To the south, the instability of the Egyptian regime has left a big vacuum of control over the Sinai Desert, a desert that was given to Egypt by the late Prime Minister Menachem Begin, that made peace with Egypt, a desert that was designated as a buffer zone between us and the Egyptian military. But today, terrorist organizations are controlling vast portions of this poor desert, declaring their alliance with ISIL. Just in the past year, these extreme Islamic forces have successfully attacked the Egyptian army in Sinai. Some of the attacks were as 10 to 20 miles to our southern border with Egypt, ISIL. And to the top of it, there is, of course, Iran. Peace in the Middle East, I want you to know, is a dream for most of its people, not just of Israel, but most of its people, the Middle East people. But it's a nightmare for the Ayatollahs in Iran. They don't want peace. Iran has an evil, cruel, morally corrupted regime, and I'm not talking about the Iranian people, I'm talking about their leaders. It is based on destruction, and it is an affront to human dignity. Iran is the center, the sponsor, the financer of world terror, the biggest distributor of world terror. Iran is a danger to the entire world, not just to Israel. It threatens Berlin, as it threatens Madrid and Ohio. We may be the first. We will be next. Not just Israel. Not just Israel. Iran's ambition is to control the Middle East so it can control a major part of the world's economy. Iran must be stopped, and Iran will be stopped. Those who argue that our world can live with a nuclear Iran ignore the likelihood that a nuclear arms race will begin in the Middle East, and it already begun. A race which will exponentially increase the danger of the region and beyond. In fact, since 2008, at least 13 Arab and Muslim states have either announced new plans to explore atomic energy or revived pre-existing nuclear programs. This includes Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordan, Morocco, Turkey, and guess what? Syria. Not that I'm suggesting that Israel have anything with the fact that Syria does not have nuclear facilities today, but imagine that Syria would have nuclear weapon today, that ISIL control 1/3 of its territory. Imagine ISIL having nuclear weapon. The game would be changed in a second. They would become an empire, a terrorist organization. And this all in response to Iran's nuclear aspiration and nuclear program. And all this without addressing the fact that Iran, again, is the world #1 exporter of terrorism. But, thanks God, with all of these major challenges, we have a strong army and the most bravest soldier you can ever imagine to protect us and to defend our borders and our people. And if we are forced to fight, trust me, we shall prevail. Israel experienced the horror of war. It does not seek war. Peace is always our first option. Trust me, Israel is not a state who wants to live forever on our sword. Israel has the eternal obligation to search peace with our neighbors, with our enemies, and with our adversaries. And as you know, there are few of them. We made peace before. We proved ourselves and the Arabs and the world that we can and want to have peace with them. We made it with Egypt. We made it with Jordan. But there is one thing, one very basic thing I always telling to our enemies. I'm telling them, it's on you to decide. If you want to live here next to us or instead of us. There's two options. Now, if you want to live here next to us, peacefully, we should find together the golden middle road to make peace. And again, we've made it. But if you in any chance have any desire to live here instead of us, you should know it will never ever happen. And if you in any chance have some secret or hidden dream to destroy Israel or to replace us, you should know Israel is here to stay. My friends, with all these troubles, one cannot be blind of God's blessings. The greatest prophets, whom we all know from the Bible, have spoken of the return of the people of Israel to their promised land. God, speaking through the prophet Ezekiel, said, I will bring you from the nations and gather you from the countries where you have been scattered, with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm and with outpoured wrath. And so it occurred. And the miracle, my friends, keep pouring in. The young Jewish state have survived and won the independence war. The young Jewish state has also united Jerusalem, my second hometown in life, the eternal capital of Israel. And just as Ohio has grown to become the center of so many American eyes, Jerusalem is the center of so many eyes around the world. And this is exactly why we, Ohio and Jerusalem, Israel and the United States, we should work together. We must expand our ties, our work together, and our commitment to lead and pave way to others. Let us share commitment to be a light to the nations. America was, is, and will remain the indispensable leader of the free world, with the great state of Ohio in the heart of it. I am hoping and praying that Ohio will have a great role in the unbreakable alliance between Israel and the United States of America. There are endless opportunities for Ohio and Israel to work together. I would like to call on for all of us, both in Ohio House of Representatives and in the Israeli Knesset, to cooperate and explore new opportunities of partnership that are yet to be revealed. I am a very big fan of the American spirit, and I believe that Ohio truly embodies this spirit, a spirit of pursuing excellence, of creating, of building, of aspiring to new peaks of achievements. Let us melt all the opportunities into empowering our people and into offer them a life of prosperity. And we should do it together, my friends, because only together we can win. And only together we can produce an advantage. Only together we can direct our people toward shared wealth and prosperity. Together, because this is how the father of both our nations achieved what has been seen by many others to be impossible. But also together, because we share the same values. And to me, values are always what determines the results. Values determines the fruits we shall harvest, and what reward shall be given to us for our hard work, our dedication, and our commitment. In my short visit here, I had a chance to learn of how deeply it is installed in the heart of the Ohioans. And finally, I came here today to tell you, Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, that you should know, and I'm sure you know it, that across the ocean, very far, but not so, there is a small nation of hard workers and the most amazing people you can ever imagine that is waiting for you. This nation is expecting you with unlimited idea and unlimited amount of love. I want to really thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to present these short but very important ideas today. God bless you, my friends. God bless the State of Israel, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you. With your permission, Mr. Speaker, I have a small token. This is made out of Jerusalem wood. So part of the Holy Land is here, and we want to see you more and more in Israel. And this is, of course, the formal symbol of the Knesset, and on the other side is the symbol of Jerusalem. So you will always see it, and know that you should come next year to Jerusalem. So I give it to you on behalf of the people of Israel, and on behalf of the Israeli Knesset.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Speaker, you should know that on behalf of Leader Strayhorn and myself, our trip to Israel and our experiences in Israel were some of the most vast and great, and you are truly blessed to have people who have the highest of patriotic aspirations and truly enjoyed, not only on a spiritual level, but the ability for us to interact with businesses from agriculture all the way to the high-tech industries that you present. And it is so very true. We continue to look forward to build on a relationship, and you should always know that Israel has no stronger friend than the great state of Ohio. So God bless you, and thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.